Welcome, I'm Tracy Pa with the final episode of Scope for the season. During the month of November, Maprik District in East Sepik Province was faced with a war of merging law and order issues. They included the murder of a PMV driver and the stabbing death of a man during a school graduation. The aftermath resulted in the burning of houses, properties destroyed, and people displaced. Those victimized are gathering any hope left to call for support to rebuild and for justice to prevail. More than 200 people in the Albinama area of Maprik District in East Sepik Province will be spending the festive season coming to terms and rebuilding their lives from the devastating domino effects of two recent senseless killings. The killing of 58-year-old PMV driver from Waikakum, Stanley Dopi, was the start to chaos and society spiraling out of control. A second killing during a drunken ball added to the breakdown in law and order in the area where Maprik police could not get the situation under control. As we speak, those victimized by the situation are gathering any hope left to call for support to rebuild and for justice to prevail. Stanley Dopi was reportedly shot in the head allegedly by a group of armed men along the Sepik Highway. He had been transporting villagers from Nuku to Maprik town on Tuesday, November 13, 2023, when he met his fate. News hit his family and relatives hard. They also got word that the suspects were from Albinama village. Therefore, the Albinama people suffered the consequences. The community of Waikakum retaliated the next day and burned two houses belonging to a staff of Albinama Nursing College and a nurse working at Albinama Health Center. They also burnt down 3 other houses and destroyed several properties. The devastated community is angry and upset over the unjustified burning down of houses belonging to 2 government workers who built their homes using their own money and resources.
We have 2 settings. One place Albinama Health Sub Center. Okay, another place Albinama Community Trading. Albinama Community Health Worker Training College. Okay, time on Waikakum come. Only Bangrapim service where government give him lomipla. No community starting pass. This is 2 plus settings. Nursing school, health center. More people yet only starting. Want them own pocket money block.
Community health worker Wilson Mala said the community right now wants peace and assistance to rebuild what was destroyed. Mala stressed that it was not the intention of the community to kill the PMV driver, but rather the fault of certain individuals. Members of the Albinama community have not only lost their homes, they have no access to services in Maprik town for fear of being attacked.
Damage only Bangrapim where me costing by costing me more long sample 1,000 by me rebuilding facilities again. So now me Albinama community worry me cry straight. Long service me come up.
Mala said the community is currently assisting the police to bring to justice those involved in the late Dopi's killing.
Albinama volume to community, me no got everyone them all Waikakum. Why by killing this man nothing? So me got this tintin and plotting them. All by come me sit down, walk by more to go, helping police now, but investigate Holy Man Street.
Mel Weki, a staff of Albinama Health Center, said the college and the health center provide services to the community. She has called for urgent interventions from the police and community leaders.
Only the something and bend down and me like him at least kapan mas look sabi. The service MD class something.
In another part of Maprik, another person was killed and another injured during a graduation ceremony at the Selous High School on November 11th. This resulted in 33 houses being burnt in retaliation on November 12th by the dead man's relatives. More than 200 residents of Balangan, Muyang, and Bumbuta in Ward 17 are homeless. The death was a result of a drunken brawl on the school campus.
Morning, only come up here. People of Bagarap. Only travel Barisim disturb him in honor. Only come through. Only come Kolkata hap. Style school, turning back school, graduation, come down, give him hap. Turning back side, give him all, only style and bend him all, house now. Chelus, junior high school, Chelus primary school, we play to school, you call one ground. And now we play try and banish him hap, only turning back side, only come on style demis. Full demis, pila, and now we look him.
According to the Ward 17 Councillor Robert Wamafi, the villagers were helpless and could not defend their properties. They chose to protect their lives and hide in the bushes instead.
Place in honor. Or send them only give me go and look at one low come inside. They'll be me blah, maski policeman or quarry. When I'm only prayed or the can fight, only they come. People have close to man die. But me talk him all, punish him place, save him life. Very property down.
At the time of the interview with Scope, Wamafi was concerned that the lack of support from the local leaders. Those victimized by the retaliation have been living under makeshift tents with no utensils to cook and no drinking water because their water tanks were also destroyed. Tension is still high in most of these communities. Police and community leaders are currently working around the clock to restore normalcy in the district. Communities were urged to refrain from taking the law into their hands and to allow police to investigate the deaths and find a resolution to all the suffering. After the break, a mission to improve health and education standards for the Kutubu region. Businessman and infamous singer-songwriter Johnny Yawari has taken huge strides to leave no child of Kutubu behind. Nestled in the Southern Highlands Province, Kutubu is the historical birthplace of Papua New Guinea's first oil and gas project. Its stunning landscapes cradle Lake Kutubu, the country's largest home to the thriving Fo-speaking community. Gesege village, located further south, is where we met Johnny Yawari, a charismatic young leader with a vision to make a difference. On November 10th, Johnny organized an exclusive concert at the Hilton Hotel in Port Moresby. This event, themed Making Sure No Child is Left Behind, aimed to address overcrowded schools and promote interactive learning. It featured top names from Papua New Guinea's music industry, underlining Johnny's unique approach to combining music and philanthropy. As the chairman of the FOE Association, Johnny Yawari envisions a transformative future for Kutubu and its surrounding, focusing on healthcare and educational infrastructure development over the next 15 years. This is a story of resilience, vision, and community unity to craft a brighter future. Join us as we explore Johnny Yawari's inspiring journey, where music, leadership, and a promise to leave no child behind take center stage.
From the outskirts of the Southern Highlands Province toward the south, bordering the nearby Kikori in the Gulf Province, and the New Hela Province toward the west is Kutubu, the origin and epicenter of the first PNG oil and gas project, and the mighty Lake Kutubu on the edge, the biggest lake in the country and home to the Fo-speaking people beneficiaries of the Kutubu oil and gas project. Heading south at the end of the lake is Gesege village, the birthplace of Johnny Yawari, a young Kutubu and Southern Highlands leader on the rise. He is son of the late Hami Yawari, former governor of Southern Highlands. Johnny, by virtue of his tribal status, is a leader from the Yawari lineage of the Yamagene clan of Gesege village, one of the principal landowners of the Kutubu oil and gas project. He is chairman of the Foya Association, comprising of 139 ILGs, the mouthpiece of the project impact landowners. As the chairman of Foya, and by virtue of his position and leadership, he was also appointed to the board of Petroleum Resource Kutubu, a very successful multi-billion kina landowner company managed by MRDC. PRK has ventured into large investments with shareholdings in BSP, PNG Air, Heavy Lift and Realty Estate through the Pacific Property Trust, with ownership of multi-high-rise buildings and apartments in Port Moresby. Yawari is also a director representing MRDC and PRK on the board of Star Mountain Plaza Hilton Hotel. Among credible professionals and leaders on the board of directors who have brought the company to its success with high business portfolio ratings, Yawari, being the youngest director on the board, has his fair share of contributions to the board in important business and investment decisions. He said that oil and gas are non-renewable resources and will be depleted one day, but the landowner investment through Petroleum Resources Kutubu will continue to cater to the future generations. At least our children can say our leaders and forefathers have done well. On a community level, Mr. Yawari's contribution through the association has been immense in providing assistance and support to respective communities, including local churches, schools, health centers, and other women and youth organizations in little ways that contribute to supporting their projects or activities to improve their lives. The recent project established through the initiative of Mr. Yawari is the Gesege Community School of Excellence, recently completed with the schedule of its opening soon. According to Yawari, the school provides top-quality education to the children of Foya and other parts of Kutubu. In the past, the school was devastated by an earthquake, but through Yawari's initiative and dedication to education, the new school opened to benefit all the children. Yawari said that aspiring to be a leader as a young man is not that easy, having to understand the huge responsibility on his shoulder to look after his 139 ILG, chairman, clan, tribe, and community, families and employees, and importantly, the people of Foya. He said that though he is not a politician, at least he can help with the little he can do in his capacity as chairman and leader of his people of Foya, through his PR funds and support from PRK and MRDC, and as long as he remains the leader of his people. When talking about children and particular education opportunities, many times there is a conversation about the struggles of people in the urban areas, but there is hardly much mention of those children in the bush in the rural areas. Children in Gesege village attending school from elementary grades 1 to 5 have to get up early each morning and paddle across the lake to the school. Many times, unfortunately, the canoe capsizes and the children are lost in the lake. Johnny Yawari took it upon himself to donate his land, pay for teachers, and negotiate with the Southern Highlands Provincial Education Board to send teachers his way to help those less fortunate and ensure a future for these children. This year in 2023, entrepreneur and popular musician Johnny Yawari of Wameblood delivered an exclusive concert on November 10th at the Hilton Hotel in Port Moresby. The concert pulled in a large audience and with it, its major sponsors in Santos, a global energy company with operations across Australia, Papua New Guinea, Timor-Leste and the United States, National Gaming Control Board, Kumu Petroleum and Holdings Limited, Hilton Hotel and MRDC. The exclusive concert is the latest of Mr. Yawari's projects under the Foya Association, and this initiative in particular caught the attention of several business houses as he aims to target the build of yet another amazing initiative, a double-story classroom for the Tanuga Community School in Lake Kutubu, Southern Highlands Province. The first classrooms at the Tanuga Community School were built in 1974 by the Works Department, and since then the teachers and students have had to face the deterioration of rundown classrooms. Currently, only 4 classrooms are accommodating the students, and recently the students and teachers have had to evacuate one of the classrooms due to the evident rotting of the flooring. Johnny Yawari's first project, building a new double-story classroom for Tanuga Primary School, was met with gratitude of the school staff and community members.
in Kutubu, Tanuga Primary School is located in a rural place, which is very far from towns. And to have a steel classroom like this, it's a bonus to the school. Thank you to FOIA Association Chairman, Johnny Yawari, for making sure that no child is left behind.
Thank you for maybe like looking accent, maybe looking more transparency na color blow leadership and come up place plan. Minasa looking this like a classroom law, not like provinces. The 4-in-1, yeah, it's one of its kind. Out of this blues na remote area, this like school come up na inside the school blah 4-in-1, yeah, and big like something. And this like a leader me like looking. So thank you, Lord Johnny Yawari. Same kisim this like classroom come lo main center blah me lo Kutubu where em lo Pimaga and government station na em school blah me na me like in this like some more buildings must come up.
Welcome back. We continue with the inspiring journey of one of Kutubu's sons taking ownership and leadership to empower East people and lift the standard of health and education for East people.
As the chairman of the FOIA Association, Johnny Yawari envisions a transformative future for Kutubu and its surroundings, focusing on healthcare and educational infrastructure development over the next 15 years. This story of resilience, vision, and community unity to craft a brighter future continues. Yawari is on a mission to develop Kutubu, and he outlines this in his 15-year development plan. The theme of his recent concert, Making Sure No Child is Left Behind, aimed to fulfill its purpose of discouraging overcrowding, which the school currently faces, as well as encouraging interactive learning in a spacious environment.
We have started to our key sector that we are looking at is health and education, and we have started with education, and we've so far have done good with education by building brand new classrooms, and now I've purchased laptops and also books. I've purchased almost 1 container of books from Brisbane, and that will be shipped to all the schools in Kutubu by next month. And I've purchased brand new laptops to all the teachers in Lake Kutubu schools. I'm bringing all the artists together for this cause, and that's to raise funds for a worthy cause and to have our children back in Kutubu. But not only Kutubu, but we can do it for other Papua New Guinea. Why not? We can do this. It's a good platform that we have created, and through the Warmer Blood brand, we can do this. And I'm pretty sure we've already got interest from business houses. We've got sponsor lineup because also Warmer Blood is one of the biggest brand in this country, and it's through music. And our music it has touched a lot of people in this country, so it's good that we give back to our people through music.
Former Tanuga Primary School student Lydia Warubi responded with words of gratitude for the delivery of one man's drive and hope for the children and their future.
I grew up in Pimaga. As a child, I attended the Tanuga Primary School. It wasn't like before today where you have a stretch of road that can take you and go to the school. We had winding roads, and I could walk for about 5 kilometers to get to school. I did my grade 2 to grade 6 at the school, and we would get around the classrooms and sit down at floors. One of the things that growing up and coming out from that particular school, or it's one of the remotest places in the Southern Highlands as well, we realized that children, particularly females in my area, we don't give them the opportunity to be educated. A lot of my sisters, my eras, we would get married at an early age. And then likewise the boys as well, because trying to go out and get educated in another province, sometimes it's difficult. And children would walk from 40 to 50 kilometers just to get to Tanuga. So at the time, my time, Tanuga was doing grades 1 to 6. I was fortunate enough to have another parent from another province, so all of my education after grade 6 was done outside of Southern Highlands. One of the things that made me, fortunately I joined Santos as an apprentice and then worked my way up. So all of my break, I would go back home and volunteer. So I would teach at schools, work with the youths, or even the mothers in the village. And I've almost worked 20 years with the company. All of my life, almost 18 years of that has been spent back home. I recently moved down to Port Moresby to assume the current role that I am. But what I'd like to leave today with all of you is education is one of the most powerful tools that can change the world. And for any one of you in this room that is present today, you have contributed to making an avenue that will educate the next generation of this country. And for that, I am grateful. And thank you all for making that effort to come tonight.
Wameblood delivered a concert on November 10th this year to help execute his health and education plan for Kutubu. The night featured musical brilliance from some of Papua New Guinea's finest artists, including Didi Maru, Miriani Masani, Kronos, Melmaninga Kuri, and more. Their captivating performances left guests thrilled and thoroughly entertained as their favorite tunes echoed live for one unforgettable night. Adding to the music were acts of generosity, with both parliament members and individuals making charitable financial commitments. The highlight was the auctions, where breathtaking artworks fetched a total of 25,000 kina. Dr. Billy Joseph, member for Nipa Kutubu, expressed gratitude to Yawari for following in his father's footsteps, becoming a remarkable leader and contributing significantly to the development of Kutubu.
Kutubu has contributed so much to our country. Since 1992, we had the first shipment of oil out of Kutubu. And it's been about 34 years, and we're still contributing to the economy of our country. But the infrastructural development in our district is lacking. And this fundraising is a testament of the lack of real development in some of these project footprint areas. So I thank you very much. I thank all the major sponsors, National Gaming Control Board, Hilton Hotel, MRDC, Santos, Kumul. Did I leave somebody out? And everybody that you have come here tonight to contribute, whoever bought a table, we acknowledge you. For this course, we'll put 150,000. I'll take it to the board. But Johnny, I would like for you to also build us a staff house for the Kutubu Secondary School. And we will put 350,000, so that's 500,000 we commit to our people in Kutubu. The DDA will make a decision on this, but that's a commitment.
In deep appreciation, Johnny Yawari extended heartfelt thanks to all for championing this noble cause. Gratitude was expressed to the steadfast support from the National Gaming Control Board, friends who have not only stood by Foy and Wameblood but have gone beyond, reaching into the Southern Highlands and other Highlands provinces in Papua New Guinea. Their commitment extends to supporting the seemingly small yet impactful initiatives for our community. Integral to this journey are MRDC and Kumul Petroleum, steadfast companions from the outset. Special recognition was reserved for Augustine Mano and MRDC, whose support has touched the lives of the people in Kutubu, Southern Highlands and Hela through small community projects in Kutubu, Kikori, Gulf Province and Hela. A heartfelt acknowledgement was also directed towards Kumul Petroleum, Wapusonk, and the dedicated team for their unwavering support. Their commitment to this cause ensures a lasting impact, echoing far into the future. Together, their collective efforts exemplify the transformative power of unity and benevolence.
What we are trying to do is our motto for today and what the project we have started is making sure no child is left behind. When you see the corridor of Kutubu and Southern Highlands, for the last 30 years, the Kutubu oil has been piped through the land of Fo and Faso to Gulf Province, to Kumul Terminal, and to Papua New Guinea. Yet our people still live in dark ages. Our children, our mothers, no proper health care, no proper education. Sometimes we blame the developer, we blame the government, we blame ourselves, the landowners, who's at fault. So we can't blame each other because if we play the blame game, nothing will happen. So as a citizen of my beautiful place called Runwater, and we try to do something, and this is what we are doing.
Initially facing challenges in selling tickets and tables, the concert surpassed expectations with a significant turnout in the last hour. The overall success of the event was further amplified by the outstanding performances delivered by the artists. The Leave No Child Behind concert was a resounding success as the set targets were not only met but exceeded. This achievement underscores the enduring presence of goodness in the world, enhanced by the power of great music. The event aligned with the vision of one man who aspires to bring positive change and development to his people and country, one step at a time.
On behalf of the Scope team, I'm Tracy Pa, wishing you all a safe and happy festive season. See you in 2024.